The first time I saw this painting by Benjamin, I was actually a bit frightened. I found it a bit scary. The sort of blood, organs there. It's a very dark painting, darker than most, with these primary colours in the middle, the blue, the red, and a little bit of yellow. And although he says it's abstract, I can see, some kind of architectural shapes here, girders, windows, railings, and that's enhanced, I think, by some of the words you can read, like meeting point. This painting is very different from the previous one. It's, I think, 5 years later. There's a much kind of clearer, lighter space of yellows and greens, white even in the center, with the blues and reds being pushed aside. And I see a kind of tension here between the big blocks of color, a kind of red and blue membrane on top. So it's almost as though they're like capillaries or something you see as part of a human body. And that gives it a kind of tension between a second and a third dimension. This painting is very, very busy. There are things happening all over it, and it invites you to go closer and look at these little tiny shapes within shapes. And there are ladders here and there and everywhere, like some kind of construction. I can see suggestions of domestic appliances. Reaching the top where it's kind of light, it's almost like the madness of a working week from Monday to Friday. And at the top, it's the weekend, blue skies, pink sunsets, white clouds. I see the top as being a kind of relief from all the dynamism and activity, movement that you get in the lower part of the picture. In this painting, I think Benjamin is coming almost again to figurative art, because lots of his paintings have these like snakes and ladders. It's a bit like a board game also, with these quite menacing red shapes, things that you fall down, and then ladders that you go up. Again, blues and reds. Here's a kind of carmine red. The dynamism, the frenetic activity that you will always see in his painting. Reds on one side, blues and yellows on the other, and a lot of geometric shapes. But you're invited to look closer and see what's happening in these little spaces. I think if we look at these 4 abstract paintings by Benjamin, I think in a sense you have lots of references to the art of the 20th century, Boccaccini and people like that, works of Kandinsky, but above all in all of them there is kind of tension between the abstract and the figurative in these 4 paintings.